Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be having a look at the core rulebook for Necromunda, and I'll also be going through the core gang tactics cards, so you can have a look at those too. I'll also be covering the open Hive War card pack as well in a separate video. But here it is, the big chunky Necromunda core rulebook. I've been really looking forward to getting hold of this. It's been a nightmare to try and start playing Necromunda with information all over the place in various PDFs, different books and all sorts, but now we've got a 336 page book which should hopefully give us everything we need to play the game, except of course for our specific gang rules. This book and card pack sold out really fast on the Games Workshop website, but you can still get hold of the core rulebook as an EPUB document directly from Games Workshop. But if you want to get the book itself, go to your friendly local game store. I always recommend going there before Games Workshop because you can often get up to 20% discount on all the prices. And if you do get the EPUB, which is the digital version, that's $24.99, so that's certainly not cheap. A big thanks to my friendly local game store, the Little Shop DVD and Games in Liskeard, for getting me a copy, so I'm really happy to have the book itself. But check them out in the link down below, and Element Games, and you might be able to get a copy too. And a big thanks to all my other sponsors for helping me keep going with these daily videos. Okay, let's start going through the book then. So in the video, it'll be an overview so you can have a good idea of what's included. I've gone through some sections in detail, had a little read, but I'll be covering a lot of this in a Necromunda series that starts very soon. Hopefully this overview will help you decide whether or not you'd like to pick up a copy. But here it tells you exactly what's included, but the best thing about it is it's updated and revised all the core rules. It's got the vehicle rules in there as well for the ash wastes. Weapon rules are all included, and the trading post now incorporates the black market too, so everything in one place where you want it. Here we go then. So this is the first double page image we're welcomed with. I really like this concept art. I prefer this black and white style than the coloured images, to be fair. I think it looks really awesome, nice and like misty and vague, but it's enough to get your imagination going. So I really like how they've done that. Then you've got the content section. So this is going to tell exactly what's going to be included now in the layout of the book. You're going to get weapons of war, the history and background, general principles, gang fighters and their weaponry, how to found a gang, the rules, battlefield setup, battlefield showcases, skills, gang tactics, trading post, weapon traits, and a round summary, which I think was really needed. That's really good. So that would have been nice on a separate card maybe, but at least it's in here. So first up, we're going to go through the Necromunda history and background. So if you're not familiar with it, this is going to be a great opportunity to have a read through and catch up. And this is a fantastic image. I know I said I like the black and white ones, but this is beautiful. I really love this. And there you can see the Hive city spies coming out of the clouds. It just looks stunning. Really well done. This is a bit weird. These babies really freak me out in Warhammer. I don't like that at all. You can read about Lord Melhor there, and now we're on to Necromunda. Another nice image. They are good, the colour images, but I think there's something cool about the black and white ones. Here's the anatomy of a Hive city. That's an iconic image we've seen before, and then some nice double spread images too. This really sets the mood for me for Necromunda. I'm going to be going through this quite quick because there are a lot of pages, 336. This is a chunky book. You're getting quite a lot here. And what was it, £42.50? And then with a discount up to 20%. It's not bad for what's included when you consider how much work's gone into it as well. And the quality. That map was really nice. The page quality is excellent. These are quite thick, these pages. So it's going to be quite a robust book. It's certainly going to hold up with a lot of use. I'm looking forward to reading this timeline. If you're like me, I haven't read an awful lot about the background for Necromunda, so it's going to be good to catch up with that. I really like how they do those. Then we're on to like the basics of the game, all the weapons, sort of gang war, what you're going to need to actually play, all the tokens, dice, and the blast markers, things like that. So it just lays it out very clearly exactly what you need. If you can't get hold of the tokens, they can be quite expensive. If you want to buy them on their own, you have to get them second hand mostly or in a box set. But I'm just using my own tokens from different games. This is a really nice section. They put some great images here to explain cover and line of sight rules in Necromunda. I love the simplicity of it. It works, it's fun, it's really cool, and I like what they've done here. You can see here this designer's note on agreeing on line of sight. It says that it pays to be gracious when your opponent claims line of sight. In other words, if they claim their model has line of sight and your immediate thought is anything less than there is no way that model has line of sight, we recommend allowing it. And if both players take this approach with both line of sight and cover, the game will flow more smoothly and will be much more satisfying. I really like this. If you compare it to, say, Kill Team, where you're having to use things like lasers to decide whether or not you can actually take a shot at the enemy, this is a more fun way to play a game. The lasers and all that specific rules for Kill Team is great if you like competitive games, maybe tournament play. But I really like this in Necromunda because I prefer the narrative style. And so this, for me, makes playing it really fun. You just let the game play out. You let it tell its own story. And I love that about Necromunda. That's really attracted me to it. And I'm going deep on this. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm going to be covering it a lot here on the channel as we go forward. Okay. We've got the basics there then, and for the vehicles too, and now we're going to go through everything you need to get started to play in a game, building your gang, equipping them, and then finally we get onto the rules. And so from page 97 onwards, you're going to be looking at the rules. It's going through all the different phases, breaking it down, and you might notice that this is a little bit easier to read than the PDFs if you've seen those. The backgrounds on them against the text is awful. It's just a nightmare. I just find reading it so stressful, going back and forth from one PDF to the other, and when you find what you need, it's just you can barely make it out on the background. But having this nice and clear now, I think they've done a good job actually. From first impressions, from what I've read so far and looking at it, it's definitely an improvement. Now, if you've got the older books for Necromunda, it's going to be a pain upgrading it if you wanted to get this. I can appreciate that, having seen all my Warhammer 40k 9th edition books now being invalid, and I had quite a few of them, so it's a big shame. But I think if you could get this book, you're going to get a bit more time out of it, perhaps, than Warhammer 40,000. They don't do this very often, so you're looking at a good number of years that this book could be valid. Of course, they're going to update erratas, FAQs and things, but I think this could be good for us to actually play it for a good amount of time. So I think it's going to get some value, especially if you play it regularly, as I do at my local club. Okay, that's the rules then. Then you've got a little section here on psychers, and then we're going to get a little showcase showing some of the gangs. So there we go, you can see them all painted up nicely. And it's great to look through all the pictures here, seeing all the terrain, especially if you like building terrain, really handy to get some inspiration. Then we're on to the Dominion campaign. Tells you everything you need to know from setting it up to going through the campaign territories. Details each one there. And it's another nice image. I really like this concept style art. I think it looks awesome. Then we're on to battlefield setup and scenarios. Some more nice crisp images where you can see all the different terrain available for Necromunda. But I'll be making a lot. That's my goal really moving forward. Get stuck into the terrain a lot more. Make some fun tables. And yeah, Necromunda just cries out for awesome terrain. When I played one of my first ever games of Necromunda, going through the Sentry rules just was not fun. And going from different books, different sections again, just to get even into playing the game to begin with, just wasn't a good experience. So hopefully this has tidied it up. It looks a little bit better. It looks like they've made some changes there. So hopefully that's going to help. But now we're going through different missions to play. Again, some great artwork and photography here showing you how to lay out, or some examples at least, of how to lay out some of the battlefields. Then you've got the arbitrator tools. This section I'm probably not going to be using an awful lot unless I make some videos on it. We've got a great arbitrator at my local club who's doing a fantastic job. So shout out to Rum in there, really getting it going and getting us all playing and up to speed with the rules. So yeah, it's really great. If you can get a good arbitrator at your local club and get regular games going, I think you're going to love Necromunda. Next up are the core gang tactics. Now these are going to be the same ones that you find on the gang tactics cards, and here they are. I'll show you these later on once we've gone through the book. So having them in the book means you don't need those cards. You could number these and even roll a dice, because there's a lot of times where you have to randomly select a gang tactic. Then you've got all the skills here. Again, nice and clear. It's all in one place, which I think is brilliant. Really happy with this. Then the trading post, and one of the new things they've done here is included all the black market items in this one section. This is brilliant. You don't have to go to another PDF, another book. Again, it's all in the same book. And I really like these tables, and all the images of the weapons are done nicely too. I think this is going to be so much better to use in the games. We're still sticking with the older books and PDFs until we play out this campaign and finish it. But for the next campaign, we'll be using everything from this. So I can't wait. I'm going to spend a lot of time going over this again, making videos, but also learning it all myself. And if you're new to the game like I am, you'll see there's a lot of rules here. There's an awful lot to go through. But it's worth it because the game itself, when you start playing it, isn't complicated. So although there's lots going on, I think a lot of it is to do with campaigns and like doing things before and after the games, which I like. I like all the behind the scenes stuff and working on your gang. So if you enjoy that side of playing games and the narrative side, then I think Necromunda could be for you as well. But don't be put off by all these rules. This book is really going to help you to get started more easily. I've been struggling on how to put together a video for starting to play Necromunda just because the rules were all in different places. But now, because we've got this one book, I think it's going to really help. So yeah, look out for those videos if you're new to it. We'll be learning it together and going through this. And I think if you've been playing it for a long time, this could be nice for you as well. Having it all condensed in one place is awesome. And it's all updated and revised as well. Alright, so there we've seen some more of the different gangs going into a bit more detail. This is awesome. From page 326 onwards, you've got a round summary. This is going to be really important, especially when you're new to the game. It takes you through every step of playing it, and then it refers to the page you need for the specific rules. This would be awesome on a separate card, a reference card. But anyway, it's in the book. We could easily photocopy it and make our own. Then we've got the contents, nice image to finish things off. And then look at this double page. I love this. This is awesome. I suppose it's a lot inspired by Dune, as we know with Warhammer anyway. But yeah, that looks awesome. Great image. I'm really happy with this core rulebook. But now we haven't finished because we've got to look at the core gang tactics cards. There's going to be 26 in here altogether. And again, these are the same gang tactics that are included in the book. But having the cards, I think, is really fun and worth getting. They are sold out on Games Workshop website. But if you can get them at your friendly local game store still, you're going to get a discount, hopefully. And it's nice to have these too. I'll show you how big they are once we've had a flick through in case you want to get some cards for these, because they sold out really fast. They were one of the first things that sold out, and they were only available from Games Workshop directly. But you could easily find some blank card sleeves to put these in, no problem. So I'm just going to flick through them real quick. If you want to pause, you can have a look. But again, they're all in the book. There's nothing really different here in how it's worded, but it just really helps in game. Easy to select one randomly. It's got all the information on there, so when you play it, you can put it down on the table. Everyone can see exactly what's going on. Saves you going back in that book. All right, let's grab a ruler and we can measure these up then. So here we go. Let's grab one of the cards and you can see the size here. It's 75mm across. What's that? Just under 3 inches. You can see that hopefully if you prefer inches. And then we've got 11 centimeters, 110mm in height, and then the inches there as well. So very good. Nice tactics cards, a great core rulebook with everything in one place. I'm super happy with this, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and this will give you a good idea about what's included in case you'd like to go out and grab yourself a copy. I'd love to hear what you think about this in the comments section down below, so let me know your thoughts, and I'll be catching up with all the comments probably Sunday, because I'm away camping now for the weekend with my boy. Can't wait for that. We're going to be taking Escape from Stalingrad Z with us to play in the tent too. Really looking forward to giving that game a go, and if you want to check out the unboxing video, that's up on the channel. You also might want to have a look at this Baron of Dice video. I'll link to that at the end of this one. Get yourself some fancy dice for Necromunda, or if you want to try a different game, how about Moonstone? That video's linked at the end too. Thanks again for watching. Hope you did like it. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. Subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.